Hello and welcome to Swift TV. I'm Blair Jacobs, and you may remember last time we talked about things to consider when buying our first caravan. Well, we've done it, and here it is, our brand new shiny caravan. Today we're going to be looking at what you need to consider to load it safely. Because one of the things we've already explored, haven't we, in previous videos, is just how much storage space the Swift group of caravans and motorhomes does offer. Well, Lee is a man who is not only a very experienced caravaner, but also has written for the caravanning press for a number of years. What do I need to consider then when we're finding out how to pack our caravan?
Hi Blair. Loading the caravan isn't that difficult and boils down to just two things: how much extra weight your caravan can safely carry and where you put it. Similar to a baggage allowance on an aeroplane, a caravan also has a payload allowance, and this can be found either in your handbook or by doing some simple mathematics on the data sticker. There's a lower figure, which is the MIRO, and a higher figure, the MTPLM. If you just take the lower figure from the higher figure, that will be your payload allowance. If you've had any extras fitted to your caravan since it's left the factory, such as a motor mover or a solar panel on the roof, these figures need to be deducted from that payload figure, as does the weight of the leisure battery. For example, a motor mover could weigh 30 kilos, or a big solar panel could weigh 10 kilos. If your caravan was made before September 2010, its mass in running order, or MIRO, might be calculated differently, and we'll explain this at the end of the video.
So now we have the user payload, how do I go about loading my caravan?
We now know how much extra weight the caravan can safely carry, so if it's your first time or you're packing something new, it's worth weighing each box or bag on a set of bathroom scales to make sure you stay within this limit.
So everything's been weighed, all my items are ready to pack. Can I put them in anywhere they fit?
Now, there's a technique to loading the caravan, and this makes it more stable and less prone to pitching or to snaking.
So where do I pack the heaviest items then?
Personally, I'll load the boot of the car first, but don't forget your car will also have a load limit too. Anything that's left over can come inside the caravan. We now know what weight the caravan can safely carry, so these can be loaded low down and over the axle. The heaviest items are loaded first, and these should be loaded, as I said, low down over the axle. Any medium weight items should also be close to the axle, as close as possible. With lighter items, you can load them equally around the caravan, but try not to load anything too far forward or too far back. Again, if you can load it close to the axle, that's all the better. With the caravan loaded, it's always worth checking the nose weight.
Nose weight, what's that?
The nose weight is simply the weight of the caravan's hitch on the car's tow ball. Now, both clubs recommend a nose weight of between 5 and 7%. Now, on this Sprite Major 4 SB, if it's fully loaded, it's about 1,400 kilos. Now, between 7 and 9% is anywhere between 70 and 98 kilos. Your car and tow ball will also have a nose weight limit, and you can find this in the handbook. You mustn't ever exceed it. Always go with a lighter figure from your caravan's nose weight, your car nose weight, and your tow ball nose weight. And now we know what our nose weight should be. You could measure this with a nose weight gauge. So let me show you how it's done.
Okay, so here we are at the nose of the caravan. What do we need to do?
Well, this is a nose weight gauge, Blair. And this simply, thank you, this simply fits in the hitch that would fit on the car's tow ball.
Yep.
So all we do is wind it up enough to get the nose weight gauge under.
Legs on the back of the caravan presumably up at this stage?
Yes, absolutely. Clip it in place and then wind it down. If you make sure that the gauge is steady that way and that way, so it's all nice and level, and then just simply wind it down to see what the weight is. Now, if the nose weight is too heavy, your luggage that you've got in the middle, you could move back 6 inches or so and measure it again, and you can prevent it coming forward by using a cargo bar. Or if it's too light, you can move it forward, and then all you do is just check the gauge again to see what weight you've got.
You adjust backwards and forwards then to make sure the nose weight is right.
Absolutely.
What happens if you don't have that measure there?
If you don't have one of those, here's one I prepared earlier. You can have nothing more technical than your bathroom scales and a piece of wood. Now all you do is remove this Thank you.
And you do exactly the same again using the wood and the scales.
Absolutely. Yeah, don't forget to measure that, the weight of that piece of wood. That's on there purely for protection, and do exactly the same with that.
How very blue, Peter.
Absolutely.
And it gives you the weight.
Simple.
Now, are there any other checks we should be doing here, Lee?
If you're worried that your caravan might be near its upper limit, you could check it on a weighbridge, and you can find one of these on Google.
Okay, well for now, thank you very much indeed. That's it for now. Join us next time when we're actually going to hitch this thing up and go for a drive. But not before Lee's given us the correct advice on how to do that safely. See you again. Cheerio.